We were girls and young women who were victimized by Epstein and Maxwell in a trafficking ring.
I know there are videos and photos. I know that Jeffrey had recording cameras in his house.
Powerful people who caused us harm are being protected and we're being exposed. It is meant to silence us.
The whole Epstein situation just got wilder. Word is, a survivor just came forward with claims that Diddy and Meek Mill were part of a recruitment circle tied to Epstein. And now leaked texts are raising even more questions about what really went down behind closed doors. Remember when Allie Carter was one of the loudest voices during the whole Diddy scandal? Back when most people were still trying to process the lawsuits and the fallout, she wasn't whispering. She was speaking openly about what she said happened behind the gates of those elite spaces. She talked about environments that weren't just luxury getaways or industry retreats, but places where power moved quietly and accountability rarely showed up. According to her, the system that was supposed to protect her failed early.
Trafficking over the border was for who? Child Protective Services is your supplier. Is anybody going to talk about that? The immigrants that are coming across the border, that all those they were just scooping up out of boats and out of the water, they're now coming in and they're throwing them right into the system. Aurora, Colorado, Springfield, Ohio. Where do you think all those are going?
She claimed that while she was still not of legal age, she was moved through placements that did not feel like care, but more like pipelines. Pipelines that allegedly delivered young individuals into circles where influence mattered more than safety. She described being placed in rooms she did not choose to enter, surrounded by folks whose wealth and status made everything feel untouchable. And here is where her story collided directly with Diddy. Allie has repeatedly spoken about being present on his island as a party favor, the same island known for hosting exclusive gatherings that operate far from public scrutiny, the same island that sits in close proximity to Jeffrey Epstein's property.
I was a party favor.
What does that mean?
It was a party favor. I was somebody you could take off the table.
So you're telling me they set
I set
on a table, like when you go to a birthday party and they have gift bags for everybody that comes that have candy and toys in them,
Yep.
and they set them on the table. So you're telling me at the freak off parties, they put on the table instead of gift bags, and then people can do what?
Take you off the table and have sex with you.
But again, see, he's in cahoots with Epstein. And then
was he in cahoots with Epstein,
Yeah.
or was it just a similar type of an
no,
operation?
they were friends.
Really?
Yeah, because Epstein had on Miami as well, that really private, rich estate in Miami. So they were all in cahoots as well. But
that geographical overlap alone raised eyebrows long before any official documents surfaced. But once the Epstein files dropped in January 2026, releasing millions of pages of emails, logs, and images, the conversation shifted from quiet suspicion to loud speculation.
Today, we are producing more than 3 million pages, including more than 2,000 videos and 180,000 images. In total, that means that the department produced approximately 3.5 million pages in compliance with the act.
So the streets are now asking the obvious question. If young individuals were allegedly present on Diddy's island, could the same have been true for Epstein's island? Especially when images from the Epstein files show young girls, heavily redacted, standing next to powerful men, faces blurred, names hidden, but the implication loud enough to make stomachs turn. And while Diddy has not been officially named in any confirmed findings tied to those files, the overlap in circles has been enough for people to start connecting dots. And whenever a major figure gets pulled into such controversy, the spotlight naturally spreads to those who stood close. One of the names that keeps resurfacing is Meek Mill. Now, this isn't coming from nowhere. Meek and Diddy moved together for years. They weren't just industry acquaintances, sharing a stage once or twice. They were tight. Meek was part of Diddy's inner circle, present at gatherings, celebrated in ways that signaled more than casual friendship. Remember that lavish birthday event Diddy threw for Meek in Vegas, where a luxury mansion was rented out and transformed into a space that insiders described as chaotic and excessive. the kind of environment that went beyond celebration into something more controlled and symbolic. Diddy made sure Meek was front and center, matching outfits, coordinated entrances, the whole scene looking less like a party and more like a statement.
Happy birthday, Cos. Happy birthday.
And when the night ended, reports from staff described the aftermath as messy, with signs of substance use and private activities that hinted at how wild those gatherings could get behind closed doors. For years, Meek stayed close. He did not publicly distance himself, did not challenge the rumors or rewrite history, not until the legal heat hit. When the lawsuits started stacking against Diddy and the RICO storm rolled in, Meek's tone shifted. Suddenly, he was online asserting independence, emphasizing that he was under nobody's control. His posts carried a defensive edge, almost like someone trying to establish separation before being asked about proximity. He denied involvement in any misconduct tied to those private environments, insisting that narratives connecting him were being twisted. Yet, the problem for critics was the visible history. People remembered how present he had been. They remembered how quickly he pivoted once things turned serious. And of course, that resurfaced audio that allegedly captured a compromising moment between him and Diddy, which Meek dismissed as fabricated. Still, the specificity of the claims made it difficult for some observers to ignore.
What? Yo, wait a minute. Wait.
Even figures like Jaguar Wright stepped into the conversation, adding fuel by suggesting insiders may have played roles in leaking sensitive material.
You think that audio that they put out was real?
Yeah, that was him. Nikki put that out there. That Nikki recorded that at the freak off in the Calabasas. She been waiting to drop that shit on Meek.
Oh, man.
She just wasn't going to tell nobody it was Diddy. But now that Diddy out there, why not?
Then came reactions from Diddy's own circle, subtle but telling. When Meek publicly distanced himself, joining the No Diddy gang, Justin Combs responded with a visible facepalm emoji, shaking my head, reminding people of how close the two once were.
Yo, Sal, what's up?
Yeah, y'all already know how we playing out this real life.
Real life
Yeah,
shit,
nigga,
yeah.
No Diddy gang, Meek Millie in real life. Don't ever disrespect me, you
Talk
heard?
that shit, Meek. Yeah, Meek.
Clips from the past resurfaced, showing Diddy jokingly referring to Meek in ways that raised eyebrows at the time, but were brushed off as playful. Now those moments were being re-examined with new context.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Eventually, Meek adjusted his stance, acknowledging that he had attended some of those wild late-night gatherings, though he maintained that he avoided anything questionable. And that shift only intensified scrutiny, because moving from I was never there to I was there but not involved opened the door for doubt. Now, with the Epstein convo back in the spotlight and Ali Carter's claims lingering in public memory, the focus has returned to everyone who once stood close to Diddy. Was Meek simply navigating industry relationships like many others, or does his quick pivot suggest he knew more than he has admitted? If investigations ever expand to explore overlapping networks between these elite spaces, could proximity alone place individuals under scrutiny? And if the truth about what happened on those islands continues to surface, how many more names might come back into the conversation? Let's hear your take in the comments. And if you're all about straight up shockers and unfiltered moments, don't miss what's coming next. Click through and stay locked in.